Welcome to the Loveland Report and Loan Arranger Show. Bruce and I have been giving you all of your real estate, all of your mortgage news, and thanks for tuning in.
Good, bad, or indifferent, right?
It's what's going on. It's what's real. What's real. I get a kick out of, I watch the big news shows, and they bring on the celebrity agents. They're up in the stratosphere, selling $30-40 million penthouses or $30 million Palm Beach estates, and it just cracks me up on how they try and talk about real estate in general. It's like,
yes,
I'm like, the last time they walked through a 1,500 square foot home was probably when they were 15 years old.
I saw a guy on the news this week, and he was saying that, you got to make $186,000 to afford your house these days. And I'm like, no, you really don't.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah.
I don't see that. Listen, $186,000 is good income. That's
my favorite guy is
a healthy family income.
There's one bazillionaire who makes all his money with apartments. And he's talking about how people shouldn't buy. They should not buy.
Well,
it's just too expensive.
Like only one
he owns
that
apartments.
say that is right. Grant Cardone, who owns multiple
It wasn't him.
complexes.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It was somebody else. But anyway, I want to jump into some homes that are affordable. I've got one here for $299,000 in Royal Harbor. Now you have to be 55 or older for this community, but great community, gated. This home is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths with wood floors, fresh carpet, fresh paint, open floor plan, 2-car garage. They take care of the grass in here for you. All your lawn care. For $300,000. I've got a condominium in Dr. Phillips for $200,000, $195,000 for 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, waterfront, 1,200 square feet, basically 2 master bedrooms, water views from the master bedroom, from the living areas, from the dining areas, and the kitchen.
So that's relatively inexpensive home. What are the HOA fees?
Now the HOAs are a little steep on this one. The outside of the units, they're all wood. It's very well maintained. The HOA dues on this one, I believe, are $500.
Okay, well that's not horrible.
On that one, the taxes you get to take over are only $500. That'll just be in effect until the county gets a hold of you. That owner moved out. She homesteaded that 30 years ago. I've got a 3-2 in East Orlando for $348,000, all renovated. 1-car garage, 1,000 square feet, but gorgeous, gorgeous renovation. And then we go over to Lake Nona and we talk about different markets, Bruce. This is one of the least expensive homes to get into Lake Nona. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1-car garage townhouse, but the single family homes start in the 5s over here.
Right.
So this is a great buy, and this is a nice community.
One of the hottest areas in the United States.
That came up really? It's one. I'm getting tired of the traffic over that way because there's only one road, Narcoossee. Even if they need to make it 10 lanes instead of 6, but $377,000 for this townhouse, 1,400 square feet. Community's gated, fitness center, clubhouse on the lake, boat dock on the lake, that kind of thing. Boat ramp on the lake, on Lake Nona. So call me if you want to take a look at any of those. It's 407-352. 8118. All of those are great listings in the start of actually all below the median price, except for that townhome, I think is right at the median price of $377. But those are great things. Now let's say that that house I talked about, Bruce, for $347, that's going to rent for about $2,200.
Okay.
Tell everybody about a DSCR loan.
So a DSCR is for people that want to buy investment property. It's not for owner occupied, but you don't want to show your income. You don't want to provide your tax returns. You don't even want to do a bank statement program. You just want to buy a home and you've got your 25% down or more. You can do that on a DSCR, means debt service coverage ratio. And all we need for you to qualify, other than your credit is still important, but all you need to qualify is the equal amount of rent to the equal amount of mortgage payment. So as long as it's 1-to-1, and I do have a program that allow you to go 75% of rent. It's a little bit pricier, but it's available for people that want to buy investment properties.
On that one, I whipped up the math real quick. That's a 240 mortgage approximately.
Okay.
I'm assuming the rate's around 8.
On an investment DSCR, so probably 8.25.
With taxes and insurance, you're going to be about $2,300 on that. $2,300 rent.
Buy that home,
and so you need about $100,000 down on that. So that's. What is that at that price? That's 30%? No.
On how much house?
On 347.
Yeah. On $100,000, you're looking at about, that's about 25-30%, including all your closing costs.
You're in, but you're not cash flowing yet, but you will be as rents rise, but you are in. And then 18 months from now, you're going to refinance that down to a 6.5.
Sure.
Or shorten the term.
I'm certainly hoping so.
Yeah. So, but I just think that's a great product for people to get into the investment property if you don't qualify on paper, right?
Right. Now, let's just say that that's not for you and you want to buy a primary residence, but you're still in the pickle because you're self-employed. All you self-employed people out there. Now, I don't mean 1099 because I have a special program for you. But if you're self-employed, you're writing off everything. I know what you're doing. I talked to a client the other day. They make about $300,000 net, not gross, net. They show about $35,000 a year.
That's
in
ridiculous.
Income, okay.
That's ridiculous.
So listen, but I don't care. Listen, if you got a CPA and it's all legit, as long as you are following the IRS guidelines, I don't judge, but a bank is going to judge you because they're going to laugh at you when you come in and buy a $500,000 house and you make $35,000 a year. It's not going to work. Well, with my bank statement program, I don't even look at your tax returns. I'm going to look at your last 12 months bank statements. I'm going to add up all the deposits and I'll use 50% of that as income. How do you like that?
That'd be great.
It is great.
That's great.
And we do them all the time, all the time.
Now, what's the special program you said you have for 1099?
So I have a 1099 program.
Is that new?
Thank you for asking. Well, new? It's not new. We've had it probably for a year, but
I can't remember all your products. You got so many.
Listen to this, because 1099s always fall into the same category as self-employed, right? You got to have 2 years, so forth and so on. If you're 1099, you've been on the job for 2 years or been 1099 for the last 2 years, I will use 90% of your 1099. How do you like that?
That's pretty good.
Well, of course it's good, because on the old guidelines, if you had to go self-employed and you made $100,000 in 1099, you're probably only showing you making 25 grand. So now if you made $100,000, you're making 50 grand or making 90 grand as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a rate buster right here. You want opportunities to become a homeowner, then stop sitting on your butt, get on the phone, call me. I'm here to help you. My job is to help you become a homeowner or an investor. 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. I'm the Lone Ranger. I'm here to help you.
And I want to mention something, Bruce. I got a 1 acre lot for $35,000 up in Pearson.
Nice.
That's north of.
You want to get out in the woods a little bit?
Get out in the woods. You're right by Lake George, about 45 minutes from Daytona Beach. I got a 1 acre lot for $35,000. I've got 10 acres here in a pop cup for $618,000.
Beautiful.
So construction perms, talk about those.
Construction to perm. We have the best construction perm. We developed it to make it easier for you. It's a one-time close, not a two-time close, meaning most construction loans, you got to get a construction loan for the construction money. Then you got to refinance the thing when you're finished. 2 closing costs, expensive. Me, 1 closing. I close it up front. Your rate's locked in up front. But let's just say 10 months later, the house is finished. You're looking at interest rates. They're lower than they are today. I'll give you a one-time float down to prevailing rates.
So that's the hard part. Yeah.
Well, sure it is.
You're just paying the interest.
Because construction rates are going to be always higher than a typical mortgage, but I give you the option to float it down at the end. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Builders are loving it. Matter of fact, I just saw Ted Riley trying to reach me, one of my builders here locally in town. You want to buy a home? You want to build a home? Build on your own lot? You want to buy a lot and build on it? You want your own home? I can help you with that. Anywhere in the state of Florida. I've got builders all over the state of Florida that can help you. Just call the Lone Ranger. I'll connect you with one of them. 407-250-9144. Hey, you know what's happening that happened this week?
No.
Hometown Heroes opened up.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that.
So Hometown Heroes down payment assistance program, first time home buyer. You cannot have owned a primary residence in the last 36 months. You have to have at least a 640 credit score. You can get FHA, VA, or conventional loans with it. You can't make more than $132,000 a year. You have to work for a company that's located in Florida. Okay. So that means at least if there's 2 borrowers, at least one of you has to have a Florida-based company.
Well, it's nice because usually the first-time buyer assistants have like very low income limits.
Sure, they're 80% of the area
or
median
restrictions
income.
On the area you need to buy in.
So most down payment assistance programs, you can't make more than about $62,000 a year. This lets you make up to $132,000, and you can get 5% of the loan amount towards your closing costs, down payment, or prepaid escrows, up to $35,000. I mean, if you're renting and you're a first-time home buyer and you want You better do it now, because this program will only last for 3, maybe 4 weeks, and then it's gone.
And the money's gone.
I just registered.
It's been shut
12
down for a little while.
myself.
They had to find the money for it.
Well,
and start it back
DeSantis
up.
put $100 million back into it, but the last time he put $100 million into it, it only lasted for 3 weeks.
That's great. All right.
So,
We've got some good things. I want to talk about new construction, and I want you to tell me what's going on at Trinity. But I stopped by a community this week and met a nice lady named Danielle with Adams Homes. And one thing I thought was interesting about this is Harmony Central out on the east side of St. Cloud. And one thing I thought was interesting, a lot of inventory homes. They were building like crazy in here. And the nice thing was their floor plans start about 15, 16, 1,700 square feet. So very affordable, mid 300s and up. Average price in there is about 400,000, and no CDD. Some of these large communities will slap a CDD in there that adds $200 a month to your mortgage payment.
My curiosity is that how come the loan arranger's not on their lender
You need to go
list?
talk to Harmony Central, and you go talk to the bosses at Adams Homes. But Danielle was very nice, showed me their models, very nice standards inside the homes, and they run from starting in the 360s on up from there. But it's very interesting to see a 15, 16, 1,700 square foot plan. That's an example of a smart builder reacting to the market. So tell me what Trinity Homes has going on.
So Trinity, one of the best builders here in Central Florida, they'll pay your closing costs when you use the loan arranger. They've got homes in Mineola, Groveland. They've got townhomes available, existing inventory. They've got a beautiful community out in St. Cloud. We're opening up 7 more communities. Listen, Trinity Family Builders.
St. Cloud too. I passed.
Absolutely, they are. Absolutely. Listen, this is one of the finest production builders. Now, when I say finest, you compare what they have to any of their competition. Like, go out to Trinity Lakes out there in Groveland and see Larry or Allison out there. Go out to Leesburg and visit Rita or Jennifer, or go out to St. Cloud and visit Sylvie or Maria. They can help you. Here's the thing. They'll pay your closing costs. Their houses will beat their competition in terms of quality, workmanship, and they build fast. They got inventory. You can use the loan arranger. I'm highly recommending, if you are a realtor, you must check out their communities. Go by and tell them the loan arranger sent you. Then we've got Southern Homes out in Lakeland that is going gangbusters. They'll build on your own lot, or they have inventory. They'll pay your closing costs, and they'll do rate buy downs.
So anywhere in Polk County, just about?
So yeah, they've got Bartow, Frostproof, have Avon Park,
that's
Lakeland,
way south Polk,
and even Albandale. So all through that area, but great builder. Listen, I'm closing a deal right now for them. New construction in the 200 price range.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, try to find that around.
Yep.
But you want Southern Homes, call the loan arranger, get your application going right now at webringyouhome.com. I'll connect you with Southern or Trinity.
All right. And so I want to talk about, Bruce had some emails this week talking about, I'm seeing them pop back up. The market has slowed. So I'm driving around, my travels, I circle the city probably almost twice a day. And I'm seeing some FSBO signs, some for sale by owners. And it's funny. I will call them right there. I'll stop the car and call them and say, hey guys, call me about the house you're selling. I want to find out about it. And what's funny is they're getting called by every realtor, robo-dialer in the world. But what I do different is I'll say, hey, let me come do a market analysis. I'll show you where you should be listed. I'll give you all of my marketing tips for your home. I'll give you my free 50-point staging checklist. And then I'll give them the 20 pages that go with a real estate contract.
Sure.
But here's my golden advice to them. I tell them, all right, anybody that calls you, do not let them come see your home unless they send you a picture of their, text you a picture of their briefcase full of cash, or their fast track approval from you at cross country. And what's funny is I had one guy called me back. He goes, you know what? He goes, I had like 2-3 people a week walking through my house the past 3 weeks. And when I did that, he goes, nobody could come up with any money. So I'm listing them next week. So it's like, for you. This is what you're paying to have a realtor for, is to have qualified buyers. When you list with a realtor, you're exposing your house to qualified buyers. It is the best way. It is the way that works.
It is so unsafe to have people coming through your home
that have not been vetted. Think about that.
And I'm going to tell you, I don't even think if you're selling for sale by owner that you should believe a pre-approval letter from a bank or mortgage company. Yep. Anyone, you could have a 200 credit score. I don't even know if they go that low. You could have a 200 credit score, no money in the bank, and I guarantee you can go on the internet and get a pre-approval from a lender.
The other thing I've seen happen is somebody say, oh, got a contract from this nice couple moving down from New York. And I'll follow up with them every couple of weeks. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, well, we were supposed to close in 2 weeks, but they told me they haven't even sold their home yet. I'm like, well, that's not a deal.
Yeah.
I go, what are they asking for? I said, is their house listed? Oh no, they're trying to sell by owner too. You know, it's like,
oh God,
this is real estate listed with realtors in the MLS. That's where real estate happens. Less than 5% of the sales out there are by owner. There's probably 5% that are between family
give
members.
out your number. We're running behind
407-352-8118 for Loveland Properties.
or
Cleve
the
Loveland.
Loner Ranger 407-250-9144 or we bring you home.com. We'll be right back.